We got a lot of potential season saving going on here in the city of Pittsburgh sports. Perhaps the Steelers saving their season over the weekend with that big 97-yard touchdown drive to take out the Lions. What about last night, Guy? Penguins.
Season saving in November, a Monday night hockey game out of 82.
Yeah, that's a poor way to phrase it.
Okay.
I mean, the Penguins season was not in jeopardy of going in the tank, but, at least the Metropolitan Division was seemingly fading, and I think a lot of people were getting nervous in that game.
Yeah, Sid drops out of first place in the scoring race. Penguins drop out of first place as a team. They really had trouble. And, to the point where Dan Bowles was pretty stubborn about his lines. It was bad enough that he juggled everything around. And you could tell in the first period there were some guys out there not used to playing with each other. It took them 18 minutes to get their first shot. That was one of the worst periods of hockey I've ever seen for both teams. Anaheim's on the end of a 4 games and 7 nights road trip. So, but the game got better, and you got the great story of a rookie coming up, scoring the first goal, getting an assist 62 seconds later in Brian Gibbons. So all's well that ends well. It was a slow start, but I think it stems the bleeding for a little bit. But they got a rough stretch of games, not only in amount of games, but in quality of opponents. So they're certainly not out of the woods yet, but it was good to see.
The Capitals will be next on Wednesday night in D.C., and they had, for a moment there, a taste of the division championship. And, of course, the new playoff format, and we're way away from postseason. As you say, it's early. It's just a quarter pole, and it's November. But you've got to finish in the top 3 of your division to assure yourself a postseason berth, and then they get into a couple of wild cards. But what about playing elite teams where they've beaten Nashville, they've beaten some of the meeker opponents? Anaheim is an elite squad. You go into a hot Ovechkin and Capitals type of team. And even yesterday, Guy, the offense, it took the third period for the floodgates to open. What really is the answer? I mean, it's the obvious question, but why has the offense for this high-powered team been struggling a little bit?
Well, they're pretty secretive about anything in terms of strategy and stuff, Ken. But I wonder, they brought Jacques Martin in here for a reason. That's to become a better defensive team, and I think they've become that. I mean, they don't give up squat. The game they lost to the Flyers, they had 21 scoring chances. The Flyers had 6. They lost the game because they didn't bury their scoring chances.
Right.
I think the strategy part is working, but I do think there is more of an emphasis on defense, and I think even though they're getting scoring chances and not scoring the way they were certainly in October, I think that's been a little bit of what's knocked them out of their comfort zone. It's a little different style. They go into that left wing lock some, and that's not the way they've played in the past. But that part of the game has worked, and I don't think the amount of scoring chances has suffered. They've been outshot a few games here and there. But, last night, I think the best thing, I was telling you this in the press box last night, Chris Letang at the skate yesterday, I thought summed it up best. He said, when you get late in the third period of a game in which you haven't scored and you're in a couple-week slump like this, you take that extra second to shoot. You're trying to pick that 1-inch piece of the net where you're, instead of just ripping it, or you're ready to shoot and you pass instead of shoot. I mean, the whole building went nuts last night when Malkin's got the puck in the slot 25 feet from the goal and passes it off. I think it was the Kunitz. Who knows? The way the lines were mixed up. I can't remember who was skating with who.
You had written it down. When did their first shot come? 17 some change.
I think it was minute 52 left in the first period, minute 53. Although they went back and added one like about 10 seconds before.
Okay.
So roughly it took them almost 18 minutes. But the point is, I think when you're not, I think it does become, just like when everything's going good, pucks are going in off of sticks and skates. And that Cam Fowler blocked a shot last night. Is that his name, Cam Fowler, number 4 for Anaheim?
Yeah.
I mean, UC Jokin has got a wide open net. The goalie's out of the net, and he just takes a shot, and then it hits Fowler in the skate. That's the kind of things that happen. I mean, these kind of slumps come and go. But I think in general, they have concentrated more on being a better defensive team with Martin coming in there, and that's worked. I mean, Fleury's numbers stand up. The amount of chances they allow a game are not high, and their penalty killing's been good.
I've been telling you for months, Brian Gibbons would be the spark this offense needs.
I've been screaming for him to come up here. Meanwhile, last night, true story, Ken turns to me in the press box and says, he's going through his laminated notes like this. He goes, who's Brian Gibbons? I never heard of him.
I've been his agent. I've been pumping him for months. No, I have no idea who he is. Guy Junker, I know. Ken Laird, TribLive.com.